Alright, folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's time for post-match reaction following Celtic 5, Raith Rovers 0 today at Celtic Park in the Scottish Cup as we advance to the quarter-finals, where the draw will be made on Monday evening after the Hearts St Mirren game. Just before we start, if you could please like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. If you want to follow us on X, it's now Poison Green YT2 because Elon Musk is an idiot and had to make a backup account. Anybody who's escaped the Elon Musk world, if you want to go to Blue Sky, it's down the bottom of the screen. If you want to follow us in there, it'd be greatly appreciated. Alistair, we expected changes to the team. I didn't expect as much as 9, but there was no problems in the end.
Yeah, I didn't know when I seen. Let's be honest, when I seen the before, I didn't know what to expect. But credit to Dane Murray, no easy coming back to ACL injuries back to back pretty much. So no, that was good, and I'm not going to judge him against Raith Rovers, but Command done a professional job, and the front three at the moment it doesn't seem to matter what front three we pick at the moment. They all seem to be doing a bit just along with that continue.
Aye, you talk about these games, and if I'm being honest, these cup games I don't like them. If I'm being honest with you, I'm glad we won 5-0, but if I'm being brutally honest, it's really difficult to gauge where where certain players are at because I'm not being disrespectful to Raith Rovers are a championship team. They maybe they had their peak last year, but I'm not taking it away for the players. Still had to get there and do a job, and they exactly done that. But what I'm trying to say is, people will moan if we only won 2-0, but then people would also moan when we make changes to the team or when we bring in say Sinisawa and people are moaning about it, and you're like, well, you wanted and we bring in, so it's kind of one of these games where it can really bring out a negative side in the supporters, and that's fine. That's people's opinion, but as for the team, Alistair, Sinisawa, as I said, started in between the sticks, made his professional debut, you would call it. Ralston, right back, which we all predicted. Didn't predict Dane Murray. I thought it would have been Scales and Trusty, but Dane Murray came in alongside Scales. Left back was their debut for Jeffrey Slop, a full debut for Jeffrey Slop. Midfield, as we said, you could pick anything, you'd be perfectly fine. He went with Callum McGregor, Paolo Bernardo, and Luke McCowan. The front line, Nicholas Kuhn, which I was surprised at. I thought he would have been left out. Also, Daizen Maeda went through the middle, and Yang as well on the left hand side. First 10, 15 minutes, you could I think you could see that this team had they been playing a lot of minutes together. Maybe it was just a bit scrappy. The pace of the game wasn't there. We did get the opening goal though, through Daizen Maeda. It's another brilliant finish for the guy. Alistair, we're getting to the point with Daizen Maeda now where, and this is a complete credit to him, where we are sitting there and going, last year we got Maeda's getting a chance in the box. I think this is it's a lottery. What's going to happen? Is it getting out of the bar? Is it getting in the back of the net? That seems to be completely eradicated from his game, and it's brilliant to see because we did say if Daizen Maeda can get that end product sorted, then he'll be a hell of a player, and he's turned into a hell of a player.
Yeah, and I'm controversial opinion, Josh, and I said this to you at the game. When Daizen Maeda leaves the club out, don't talk to me. Because I've always found him to be no a joke figure might be a bit strong, but I do think Maeda doesn't get the credit.
I think people just have got a stigma in his mind. And don't get me wrong, I've got it as well. Where I think, well, I'm a Maeda pressing machine, but still can't finish. I think that's going to be evaporated out of our mind pretty soon because his stats are ridiculous this season. Absolutely phenomenal stats this season for a striker slash winger. He is contributing defensively, going forward, assisting goals. I don't know what else you can ask from a player.
I mean, I didn't realise that today the hat-trick goal meant he scored 50
50 goals for
for the
Celtic.
club. But for some reason, I didn't think he was anywhere near that, to be honest with you.
And do you know what I
But
like? Do you know what I like about Maida as well, Alistair? I think before he was scoring, he would miss. Look for instance, I always go back in this game, always because it's still really weird. Remember Hibs under Ange
yeah,
Postecoglou
yeah.
away, he misses an absolute sitter from a yard out, and then
And then he
bends
goes
that
the
in.
world.
But what I like now is he has now been able to just do the simple finishes. Like look at his 3 goals a day. The first one isn't simple. The second one just needs to tap it home. Third one, good run into the box, taps it home. They're
It's
brilliant.
like the finishes.
Aye, and I've
Like
made
the
it clear with like, players like Adam Eder, that's what I like to see that in players because I think it's so important that they know how to do that side of the game. And I'm honestly, and I'll stand by what I say. He he's going to be our hardest player to replace since Henrik Larsson.
because
People,
I'm sorry, if you think about it, I, and I'm obviously I'm not claiming he's the best in Europe. I can't think of a player that plays like him.
I've
He
watched,
never stops.
I've watched, I've watched, and it's yes, it can, and look, I think there is sometimes, and that one negative I'd maybe say his game, he needs to start control it a bit at times, especially in Europe because he's getting, like for instance, he's missing the Bayern Munich game because of a stupid foul against Young Boys, which
Yeah.
is obviously a massive miss. So maybe if I was being picky, he needs to maybe just smooth it out a bit. Don't be so ratty, if you know what I mean. But I don't think I think I've watched umpteen games around Europe, German football. A lot of German football I watch. There's nobody like him. There's
No,
absolutely
I
not.
would agree, and that is why to be honest, I think he's getting better. He's no old, but he's getting better with age. I
Aye,
think
I think that the main thing that's improved is his finishing. I think, I think the woman next door in Celtic Park won't need new windies for a while. But because it was like, I'm not going to have a go at me, but last year, maybe year before, you're thinking, you might, goal, but it was never really a consistent goal scorer for me. But now he's turned into that consistent goal scorer, and he's went about his business quietly.
yeah, you never see my Ada. And the good thing is as well, Josh, and I don't think this should be forgotten. He's got his family and his kids here, so
Aye, well, I
they're
seen they were
obviously settled. So
I seen they were the mascots for him for the game as well, which I thought was pretty nice. The second goal we had to wait a bit a while to be honest. The first half of being perfectly honest was
it was a
just
bit
a bit. It was just
more
flat.
League Cup tie material, wasn't it? Really?
It was just a bit low material at times, and I think when a game goes like that, the team, the opposition, Raith Rovers, like obviously being the lower league side, but probably build ahead of steam. But we did get the second goal just before half time. It just came from a Raith Rovers attack. Maida just what he does again, just
Yeah.
hounding the defender, trying to get him something out of it. Kun tries to take over, then Maida, I think plays it out to Yang, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Yang does
Yeah.
really well. I'm going to go on to him later on in the video because I do think he deserves a lot of credit. Um, Plays a really good ball across the Maida. Maida can't miss. Tap in 2-0. You're getting into half time. You're thinking, at half time, I was thinking, right, we're fine, but I would like to see just a wee bit more because, as I said, at the end of that first half, I just thought we were a bit passive.
Yeah,
I'm like, right, come on, maybe, just keep going with them scoring the goals. We've been scoring a lot of goals recently, and I wanted that to continue. That's not me being spoiled, or I wanted to see as many goals scored as possible at Celtic, because I think it
yeah.
really helps the team confidence
Especially in
wise.
games like that, it helps bring the time in. So,
Aye.
because if you only 1-1 now or 2-1, it can be a bit of a slog a game like that.
Aye. Um, we did get the third goal just after half time, and it is really good play again from Yang, really direct,
Yeah,
extremely direct, and I've been screaming at Yang to do that instead of cutting. I hate wingers. Like, honestly, wingers don't do this anywhere near enough, and I think they've been coached out. I think we
yeah.
spoke about it at the game. Wingers don't run at players anymore. They don't, and that's not just the player. They've been coached out, which I still find that mental. Um, that's what I do get annoyed at football, because I think stuff like that getting coached out is pretty mental. I had to watch a junior football game today, and even they were on at the fullbacks, and it was pretty refreshing.
I think it's
Um,
passing for passing's sake, Josh.
instead of
I
seeing this
mean,
instead of seeing this nonsense where you get to the byline, pass it to somebody on the edge of the box, and then you're back at square one again. So, but Yang directly run right at the defender, pulls, and you're like, right, end product. This is where the problems with me, Yang. And it has been the problem. He's dribbling. It's not an issue. I think he's a really good dribbler of the ball. I think he's got really good technique, good street footballer. That's what I would say about him.
I
Um,
think he needs to learn when and how to use it, Josh. I think.
aye,
I
and
still
see,
think it's a bit raw, tell you the truth.
aye, and see, to be honest with you, that was an example of the day when he did use it properly. Puts it across. McKeown does well with the finish. There's an assist. It's 3-0, and you're like, right, get players like Nicholas Kuhn off. Obviously, we already made a sub in the first half because Paulo Bernardo went down. Rogers said after the
I've
game,
got an
so
update on that. I come home and I heard Rogers getting interviewed in Premier Sports. It appears he's rolled his ankle, so he should be fine.
I was kind of hoping because I don't think he will play on Wednesday, but it's just I
I
need we
hope
need
he's
as
in
much.
the squad because I think
Aye,
we might need
um,
some.
we just need as much depth as possible, and especially in these games, Champions League games. But you know, we were, with Emmy, I think, right, get Kuhn off, get him rested, and then he brings Jota on. I'm thinking, God's sake.
I know.
And I'm not having a go at the manager. I'm just like, you're 3-0 up, and I get why he done it because you need to obviously
And
Jota,
probably put minutes in his legs because he's probably going to have to play the 90.
Jota
Well,
obviously
yeah.
he needs the minutes in his legs. Also, I can understand it from that point. I'm just looking at it as a fan and going, don't get injured. Um,
I
you
know.
know, um, then there was umpteen subs made. Engels going apart, which again, I wasn't really. He's been playing enough.
Yeah,
So, uh,
we love watching them, but no one
uh,
loves, no when the game's dead and
no,
you
I
can,
think I'm the biggest English fan on fucking planet Earth, um, but even I was like, right, the fitness isn't really an excuse for him because he's been playing pretty regularly. Played Wednesday night for fuck's sake. Um, and then it's the cup games where the subs just start to get silly. You're getting the
yeah,
Rocky coming on the park out of nowhere.
yeah. Well,
Honestly,
I think that was just in case anything happened to Scales. To be honest with you,
but no, we did. We got the fourth goal. And it's a really
probably
good.
the pick of the bunch.
I
I
would
would,
say it's good, brilliant, absolutely brilliant cross with Alston, who yet again I thought did put a foot wrong. I wouldn't expect him to. It's Raith Rovers again, but I think Ralston's been good, and I'm not Ralston's biggest fan, right? But he has been good when he's come in this season. He's been reliable
me
when
neither.
when he's called upon. I think he has, been reliable enough, and that's all I ask from him, to be honest. And
I thought you want backups for a liability.
we know Johnson's the main man, but you just want Ralston to be reliable, and to be fair to him this season, I feel he's done that. Good,
And
good.
Johnson played a lot of football as well.
Aye,
So he kind I mean, I know it's Raith Rovers, but genuinely from the second half at Firth Park onwards, I've got a feeling, Josh, that we're kind of coming up to the levels we were playing at the start of the season,
aye.
to be sure. And I know Bayern Munich's a different level, and I'm not going to expect miracles when we play Bayern Munich, because you're talking world class player in every position almost. So I think I'm just happy we're going on it. Good frame of mind and we're in the next round. At the end of the day, anything we get off Bayern is an absolute bonus. As far as I'm concerned, I'm quite a realist.
Aye, you know, obviously the fourth goal I think is brilliant. Ralston puts the ball in, and then it just looks like a tap in, but it's actually a good finish from somebody
Yeah.
who we've maligned for his end product in Yang. I thought you can't ask much more.
It's 2 assists and a goal.
Aye, and you know what? Fair fucks to him. I know it's Raith Rovers, but you need to give the guy credit when we've been fucking moaning about him every month, every week.
Yeah.
It's not fair just to say, well, he done well, but it's Raith Rovers. I don't believe in that. If a player does well, you say well done to them and whatever. And I really do hope it can take something from him. I don't think he can. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think it's going to propel him into the starting 11. But
If we're honest, Joe, he's fourth choice. But I think he's fit, really.
But you know what? The one thing I'm saying about Yang, he's not moaned. He probably knows himself that he's not been good enough. And he's come in and tried. I think Yang. I do really feel sorry for him because I think he is trying his best. I just don't think the levels. He's not at the right level for him.
The jump's too
It's
big.
too big. Aye. It's too big. And I think but fair fucks to him also getting the goal and 2 assists. Also, the fifth goal. It was McGowan puts across, and it was really good movement. I gave him either gets in, just kind of busts it in the net pretty much. And obviously that's his hat trick. But I think it was just that Alistair, to be honest, it was one of those kind of cup performances getting to the next round. I thought players like Dane Murray, I don't think they've done themselves any harm. I don't think I'm not saying these players are going to be propelled into the first team, but I don't think he's done himself any harm. He's not done made it. I thought he was pretty decent.
I think Murray was played to get him fitness in case we need to use him, Josh. I think that's all it was, to be fair.
Sonny Salo, I thought he was fine.
Yeah, well, I know he'd one save to make, but really, I think, can I be completely honest? I think me and you could have played in goals for Celtic today.
Johnny Kenny came on. I thought he threw himself about. I didn't think necessarily.
It wasn't really in the game, was it?
It was one it went through, and he was unlucky, he couldn't touch it in, but he threw himself about. I don't really think he was in the game in his attacking sense. Obviously, I think
look ready to me.
I've had that reservation about Johnny Kenny for a while. I think he might just be maybe 1 or 2 loans away from making an impact Celtic. And I could be wrong. I Obviously, only
Yeah,
time will
but that
tell on
was
that.
my gut as well, Josh.
Aye, only time will tell on that. What obviously happens, but I think he might just be like maybe 1, 2 loans behind before he can actually make an impact in the Celtic squad. And obviously, I hope I'm
I
wrong.
mean,
And he can.
he's only what 19, I think.
Aye,
He's only
um,
he's only young,
s-
but I believe he's only got a year left in his deal, so
aye. So
that might be one to look at. But
it's obviously because he's went and got first team football. So I think if he doesn't get much this year, I think he will. I think if I'm him, he's probably going to move on. Um,
yeah, I
Personally,
would agree.
because I think
And
once
I
you get
can't see I can't see us not bringing a striker in the summer. So
um
I think you're probably right there. I think we will look to maybe move him on. At best, at best for the Celtic, where he'll definitely go out on loan again. I think he would have if we hadn't we had got a striker in, but I'm not going back down that rabbit
um
hole.
aye, no, I think once you get a taste of first team football, you probably want to keep doing it. Obviously, it's going to Shamrock Rovers, so I'll be interested to see also what happens. I think only time will tell. As I said, what starts again, how many minutes you'll get. To finish off, who would you say your man at match is?
I don't want to keep doing this, but that is my either.
It's
It
a clear
needs to
favourite.
be.
I do feel sorry for Yang because I think actually he's been on his better games in
Yeah,
Celtic
he
shirt and he's
probably
not going
had
to
his
get.
best game.
And if it was at Maida scoring the hat trick, I probably would have gave it to Yang. But I'd say Daizen Maida as well. I think he was brilliant again. He's scoring. He just keeps scoring. Obviously, it's gutting that we're going to miss him on Wednesday night. But Alistair, that's the main focus now. It is Wednesday
Yeah,
night against
yeah, I've
obviously
got
back.
my blindfold ready.
Um, Obviously Wednesday night against Bayern Munich that's what we move on to. I, Obviously
Can
we'll.
I just say, can I put a plea out to the crowd and folk that are going to games? If we're getting, if, if we're doing well, great. But if we're getting what we suspect we're going to get, can we not clap them off? It drives me nuts.
Aye,
I mean, there's
aye,
loads of it likes
um,
Lionel Messi better than me, but the whole clapping and opposition playing off at Stanford, I don't like
aye.
it.
I know if I remember the Modric carry on, which was that was alright.
Oh,
And there'll be one player I won't be clapping off the park. I mean, anyway, I'm
yeah,
not going.
actually, but
Uh, aye.
Eric Dyer.
He's not on the bench, so we've got to. No, but I asked her, it's just also about the focus on that Bayern game. But we'll wrap it up there for post match reaction following Celtic 5, Raith Rovers 0. As I said there, we'll be back probably tomorrow. I've got those 2 videos in the pipeline to do with the Bayern game. Also, have the whole match preview, but I've also got another video up for the channel to put up as well, which I really enjoyed filming today. So we'll get that up over probably tomorrow or Monday, and just begin the build up to that massive game on
Who you
Wednesday night.
wanting in the draw before we finish?
Oh, I feel like the draws on Monday. Predicting everything everything. I'm just predicting that Rangers will go through against Queen's Park. I think I don't know who's all playing tomorrow, but
Aberdeen don't play on one, but
I think Aberdeen will go through, and I
St
think
Bernard.
St Mirren will beat Hearts. I think.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Maybe a Hibs or St Mirren at Celtic Park. I would like.
yeah,
Obviously,
well,
I don't get as easy as possible because I just want to get to semi final.
yeah, you
Um,
want David Martindale.
aye, maybe. My best buddy, I know, but I'd probably take maybe a Hibs or a St Mirren at Parkhead. A home tie for me is fine, to be honest.
Anybody at home. Anybody at home.
No, but aye, a home tie for me is perfectly fine. But as I said, we'll begin our build up to that game on Wednesday night tomorrow, and also have the whole kind of match preview carry on as well, probably on Tuesday, and the build up to that massive game for Celtic in the Champions League. We'll wrap up there, as I said, and we'll speak to you tomorrow. Until then, speak to you later, and hail, hail.
Hail, hail.